SHARANAM. Narayaneeyam continue. Now Dashakam 89. Vrikaasura-VaDHa-VarNanam. Verses 1 to 10 as a full flow chant. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om. O Krishna, the consort of Rama, Lakshmi Devi, we as thy devotees are not easily blessed by you. As you know, the pride gets in very quickly. Only after making us your devotees dispassionate and detached and prideless, thou do take up to fulfill all our good desires and good dreams eventually. For those who are already dispassionate and detached and prideless, thy blessings pour in very quickly and easily, and there's no question of that devotee's downfall. Rama jane jane yadiha tava bhakteshu vibhavo na sadya sampadyastadiha madakritva dashaminam prashantim kritvaiva pradishasi tatak kamamakilam prashanteshu shipram na khalu bhavadiye chutikatha. O Krishna, Brahma, Shiva and other gods who are easily pleased and angered quickly and are Karunamurtis are generally worshipped by people, the Suras and Asuras, accordingly. But then the gods are led to disgrace and they realize their folly and short-sightedness and come straight unto you to solve the matter. This is indeed very clear by the story of Vrikaasura, the son of Shakuni. Sadhya prasada rushitan vidhi shankaradi kechit vibho nijaguna anugunam bhajantah bhrashta bhavanti bata kashtamadirgha drishtyaha spashtam vrikaasura udaharanam kilasmin. In this verse 3, we learn about Vrikaasura, the son of Shakuni, who once approached and asked sage Narada as to which god or deity should he meditate upon and do penance, and was the easiest to please and appease to get his boons granted right away. At once, sage Narada guided him to worship and pray to Lord Shiva, the Karunamurti, and made sure he did not send Vrikaasura to thee. As we know, you do not support the ignorant-minded. Shakuni jassatu Narada mekadaha tvaritatoshamaprichat adhishwaram sachadidesha girishamupasitum natu bhavantam abandhumasadhushu. Then Vrikaasura, the son of Shakuni, proceeded to practice severe penance and meditated upon Lord Shiva. Though on the 7th day he was greatly frustrated and angered, and when he threatened to cut off his own head, Lord Shiva appeared before him at once. From Shiva, Vrikaasura asked for a very cruel boon, that whosoever's head he placed his hand upon would die immediately. This is typical of an Asura, of course. Indeed, good mind and good sense and good thoughts cannot prevail upon those who are indifferent to thee. Tapastaptva ghoram sakhalu kupitas saptamadine shiraschitva sadyah puraharamupasthapya puratah atikshudram raudram shirasi karadanena nidhanam jagannathadvavre bhavati vimukhanam vashubhadhihi. Then Vrikaasura, with his boon granted, all of a sudden ran like a lion towards Shiva trying to place his hand on Shiva's head himself, typical of an Asura. At once, the Karunamurti ran helter-skelter in all directions, realizing his folly and afraid of the Asura, and kept looking backwards. Throughout the universe, there was silence, though thou was watching the scene from far, as Shiva was about to reach thy abode. Then quickly, in the guise of a clever brahmachari, thou stood waiting for the Asura. Moktaram bandha mukto harinapatiriva pradravatsotha rudram daityadbhityasma devo dishi dishi valate prishthato datta drishtihi tushnike sarvaloke tava padamadhiroksyantam udvikshya sharvam durat evagratastvang patuvatuvapushah tasthishe danavaya. As soon as Vrikaasura, the son of Shakuni, reached thy abode, following Shiva, thou quickly stopped him and spoke to him, and very cleverly asked Vrikaasura to test the boon by placing his fingers on his own head. Before realizing and fooled by thy clever words and action, Vrikaasura placed his hand on his head accordingly and immediately fell down dead as an uprooted tree, and that was the end of Vrikaasura. Narayana Bhattadri, out of sheer bhakti, says, such is the fate of those who worship other deities, and what more? Thou, O Krishna, are even the ultimate refuge of Shiva, the Karunamurti himself. Bhadram te shakuneya bhramasi kimadhuna Vam pishachasya vachaha sandehasyenma duktau tava kimuna karoshi angulim angamaulau ittham tvadvakya mudhah shirasi kritakarassopatachinnapatam भ्रंशो ह्येवं परोपासितुरपि जगतिः शूलिनोऽपि त्वमेव. In verse 7, we learn how once the ascetics residing on the banks of the Saraswati river set up sage Bhrigu a task to find out who among the Trinity gods had the most sattvic guna. As such, sage Bhrigu proceeded to Lord Brahma's abode first and showed disrespect. Lord Brahma could only get very angry, though he controlled his anger. Next, he came to Lord Shiva's abode and behaved with him in the same manner, showing disrespect. Shiva was really furious and was even about to destroy sage Bhrigu, but stopped by Parvati Devi. Next, sage Bhrigu proceeded to come to thee, O Krishna. Bhrigum kila saraswati nikatavasinastapasaha trimurtishu samadishan adhika sattvatam veditum ayam punaranadarat uditaruddharoshe vidhau Hare picha jihimsishau girijayadrite tvamagat. In verse 8, as sage Bhrigu approached thy abode, O lotus-eyed Krishna, thou were actually resting your head on Lakshmi Devi's lap. At once sage Bhrigu kicked on thy chest with his foot. Thou did not get angry. Instead, got up and asked for pardon and told sage Bhrigu that his footmark would always remain as a decoration on his chest. Suptam Ramanka Bhuvi Pankajalocanam Tvam Vipre Vinikhnati Padena Mudothitasvam Sarvam Kshamasva Munivarya Bhavet Sada Me Tvatpada Chinham Iha Bhushanamityavadi. Thus, O Krishna, the Changeless One, now the ascetics knew that thou had the most sattvic guna among the trinities, and as such, fully surrendered unto thy lotus feet with much devotion, till they attained salvation and union with thee. May we too salute and worship thy most noble sattvic form, O Krishna. Nishchityate cha sudridham त्वयि बद्धभावाः सारस्वता मुनिवरा दधिरे विमोक्षम् त्वामेवमच्युत पुनश्च्युतिदोषहीनम् सत्वोच्चयैकतनुमेव वयं भजामः. Finally, in verse 10, O Vishnu, in the beginning of the creation of the universe, the Vedas sung thy high praises. Thou art the pure consciousness and the highest bliss. O Krishna, the Lord of Guruvayur and our Saviour, I intensely worship thee to eradicate all my sorrows and illnesses. Jagat srishthyadau tvam nigamanivahe vandibhirivahe stutam Vishnu satchit paramarasa nidvahitavapusham paratmanam bhuman pashupavanita bhagyanivaham paritapashrantyai pavanapuravasin paribhaje. Om Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om. To look forward to Dashakam 90, Vishnu Mahatva Sthapanam shortly. Om.